So I'm going to talk a little bit about where the tangent formulas come from. I could just give them to you, but they use a process that might be helpful for you to see. It's kind of like, where did they come up with that idea? Kind of like when we were multiplying by a conjugate. So we know that tangent theta is equal to sine theta, theta, over cosine theta. Okay, that's from our quotient identity. Okay, but what we want is like a sum formula and a difference formula. I'll just show you on the sum formula. So tangent of alpha plus beta. So what we're going to say is, well, then that would be sine alpha plus beta over cosine alpha plus beta. So probably not too surprising there, you know. Okay. But now we say, oh, we've got a formula for sine alpha plus beta. And it goes like sine, hopefully I'll get it right this time, sine alpha cosine beta plus cosine alpha sine beta. And then in the denominator, you say, oh, well, I've got a formula for cosine alpha plus beta. That's cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. So you could look up those formulas if you wanted to. But those are the ones we just learned. Okay, so then here's what they do. They're going to make this multiplied by 1 over cosine alpha cosine beta. Okay, so you're actually dividing, I guess, the numerator by cosine alpha cosine beta. Well, you also have to do that to the denominator. 1 over cosine alpha cosine beta. Okay, now, if I go ahead and distribute this, okay, so in the numerator, I'm going to have sine alpha cosine beta over cosine alpha cosine beta. That's a cosine. Okay, so do you see it? It's right there. So I've got my numerator, sine alpha cosine beta, over, and then this denominator here, cosine alpha cosine beta, plus, and then this is all just the numerator. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here, and that's going to be cosine alpha sine beta over cosine alpha cosine beta. Okay? Maybe it would help if I wrote that part in green. Anyway, all over. Now we're going to do the same thing in the denominator. Now, I'll give you a minute to catch your breath here, but you might be saying, well, why are we doing this? Why don't we just get sine and cosine and do it that way? Well, they wanted to have a tangent formula in terms of tangent. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get the sine and cosine out and bring in the tangents. So that's where it's getting a little tricky here, this process. But it's great to look at this process because sometimes we do use it maybe in other situations. So you get cosine alpha cosine beta over cosine alpha cosine beta. Okay, so that was, you know, this arrow right there. So my numerator and my denominator minus, and then I've got sine alpha sine beta. That's this right here over the cosine alpha cosine beta. Okay, so I know it's really hard to follow it. It's in the book too, if you want to look at it there. I'm just trying to show a little more detail on it. So, yay, we did it. That was kind of the big thing, was doing that distributing, getting everything divided by cosine alpha cosine beta. Okay, now some great things are going to happen. Stuff's going to cancel. So the cosine betas are out here. The cosine alphas are out here. So now in my numerator, I just have this sine alpha sine beta. Well, that's tangent alpha. Plus, and I have this sine beta over cosine beta, which is tangent beta. And now that's my numerator over, let me scroll up a little bit. Now we have to do the denominator. Okay, so cosine alpha cancels, cosine beta cancels. That's just going to be 1. I should probably put it in the color because this is going to be our formula. Minus, and then what cancels over here? Nothing. Okay, so we have this, which is a tangent alpha, and we have this, which is a tangent beta. And then that is the formula. So tangent alpha plus beta equals, and there it is. I won't go through the process for the difference formula, but it's very similar. Okay, so here comes the difference formula. Tangent alpha minus beta is equal to tangent alpha minus tangent beta over 1 plus tangent alpha tangent beta. So that's the other formula. Okay, so I don't have a great way to remember these. These are the ones I often forget. But just maybe remember it's addition here, so it's addition in the numerator, subtraction here, subtraction in the numerator. Like I said, these two are the ones that I'm probably most likely to forget. But I'll show you how to use them in the next video.